Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves to Scrap, and I'm coming to you today from the land down under, and I am presenting a Scrapbook Fantasies creative team layout. So I'm using the wonderful Nautical Dreams collection that we're all focusing on, and I created this layout which is celebrating my birthday using this wonderful selection of papers. You can see that I've also added some mixed media in there, and this is the layout that we're going to work through today. So I am using a stencil from Scrapbook Fantasies as well as their chipboard, which you can get in their Chippies month club pack, and also you can just purchase if you like. Great products, Australian made and very, very versatile. So I've got all the fussy cut elements that I'm going to utilise that I have cut from the back of my base sheet, which you will see very soon. And I have this photo. Now, it was my birthday on Friday, and after a conference that I was at, I went out to the lighthouse in North Wollongong, bought myself an ice cream cone and went and watched the whales for a little while before I came home. I'm using these wonderful papers here, as you can see. I'm not going to use the back of those poppies, but I'm going to keep them. There's all the elements that I'm going to use today from Nautical Dreams 2, but that's going to be my face page. I'm going to use Nautical Dreams number 6 and Nautical Dreams number 4 to create this layout. So first of all, I have to prep my base, and it's very important that I do this part because I've got to allow it to dry. So using the stencil here from Scrapbook Fantasies, I'm going to just put in some modelling paste to add some texture and dimension to the layout. I like that it's striped. That gives you that nautical feel as well, that nautical striping. And as you can see, because of the style of the stencil, you're able to manipulate it around the page by just following the guidelines, and they just sit beautifully, and that's what I like about those stencils. The chipboard, as I said, is also Scrapbook Fantasies, and it's always well cut and nice and solid to work with. So what I've done here is I've used lumberjack and old paper here to create the effect on the title, and I'll put that aside to dry as well. So in preparation for the layout, I need to create some paper tearing that I wanted to put into this layout, and sometimes I get it right and sometimes I don't. I don't want to lose those poppies. I'm going to use those in another layout. So I'm just going to cut off what I'm going to use here. Use it as a guide, and it's going to tuck in under. And as you see, as the layout goes further on, this bottom one here actually gets covered up quite a lot, but that's okay because that's how layouts go when you put them together. Now, when I had torn off the rest of that, I saw on the back that the rope was still viable, meaning I could still use it. So I'm just fussy cutting it out because some of it will make it onto this layout and some of it I'll put away for future layouts because waste not, want not, and the versatility of the rope makes nautical quite easy to work with. So I'm just trimming them down and cutting them out, and as you can see, I'm a left-hander when it comes to cutting, and sometimes that's great for fussy cutting because you're cutting onto, not cutting away from. So I want to add some colour to this layout as well, so I'm using some Tim Holtz Distress Oxide here to do the paper packaging. That one there is the Mariner one, and I'm using that to build my base. That's, sorry, Uncharted Mariner. And then I use Lumberjack Plaid, which is the red colour. And I'm just putting a bit of water to it, and I'm splotching it around the layout. Now, a lot of my mixed media does get mixed up and covered up, but that's okay because it's there in the background. Using black soot, I have added a lot of water to add my paint splatters. The more water you add, the bigger the splats you get on your page. To finish off my mixed media background, I'm adding in some stamping, and I have a text stamp here. I don't want it to be overpowering, so I'm just putting it on by myself by rolling it on. And then I have a cross-hatching stamp that I'm just going to add, and that's a little bit of a nautical flair added in as well, like the canvas of a sail or a sail bag. So I contemplated mounting my photo but then I wanted it to just be part of the background, not stand out. I just wanted it sort of all to just be like a blend in. So what I'm doing here is with a fine nail file, I am just sanding or scoring the edge of the photo. So it gives it a white edge, but it doesn't overpower the photo or doesn't dominate the layout. So that's another technique to use when you want your photos to blend in with your backgrounds. Here I'm just laying up the papers that I previously tore, and they're giving me the base or the shelf from which to work from. So as you can see, I don't always get it right the first time. I have to manipulate it, and even this bottom one here, most of it gets covered up with the blue, but that's okay because it just is a subtle hint throughout. So there's my base, and as I said, I'm using it as a shelf for my photo and the layering, and so I'm tucking that part in because you don't need to see that part of the photo, and I'll just leave that loose at the moment while I layer up what I want. Now, using the back of that paper with the blue that I use, there is that sparkly blue, so I am putting that in as another element in behind the paper. In behind the photo, sorry. There's that rope corner. I am going to use that, and I have the wheel, half a wheel cut from a previous layout that's left over, so I thought I'll tuck it in behind my photo here, giving that nautical blend. As I said, this was at North Wollongong beach. I love the lighthouse down there, and I was actually standing up near that lighthouse watching the whales, and I did actually see some whales, so that was a great birthday present to myself. Watched a couple of whales out. I did actually see one breach in front of a ship, and then I saw a baby with its mother and in the pod, so it was quite cute to watch. They were a bit far out, but I at least was able to watch it and enjoy that afternoon. So I'm just layering up all of the elements here, and I have gone off screen to adhere them into place and pop them up in the relevant spots, as you can see. Now I'm going to add in the title because it is now dry, and I'm just gluing it down flat onto the bottom panel here, and it does say Happy Birthday Amazalicious, and that ice cream cone was quite delicious, but the whales and the afternoon was quite amazing after being in a conference all day. So cheesecloth always looks good on a nautical layout, so I'm just adding a little bit more texture to it, giving it a little bit more dimension. You can add just little bits, tucking them in behind your clusters. They just give it that extra little bit of something to your layout. So nice and easy. Make sure you pull it apart so that it looks a bit rustic, like it's being dragged up with the flotsam and jetsam of the surf, and it tucks in nicely behind. I'm using my knife there just to lift what I'd already put down, and that's the best thing about tacky glue, because you can do that until it actually adheres totally. Using some pop tape, I'm just putting in these little ankle circles, which I cut out of the remainder of the paper. I used a 1-inch punch, and I've popped these up just to add extra dimension to the layout, but to draw the eye around. So there's my layout, and I'm contemplating whether I'm going to add some extra things like Nuvo drops or stickles or things like that, but in the end I leave it without any extra embellishments. I feel that there's enough on there. The mixed media is enough in this page. I'm putting on the date because I do know it was my birthday, so I have that date already there exactly, and I'm just tucking in the final pieces here to finish off that layout. So I'm quite happy with how this came out. I hope you are able to find something that's here that will inspire you to use this wonderful collection. They are Australian produced. They are of top quality. I cannot emphasize how beautifully they come together, how well they're complementing each other. Alicia has done an amazing job with this collection. Please check her out. All her details will be down below. The product is well worth the money, and they do ship overseas. Don't forget that you can use them for lots of different things, not only nautical ones, but this particular range is for nautical, beach, all those sorts of things. There you can see where those circles, I've popped them up to add dimension. You can see the different mixed media in the background adding to the layout, that rope corner that I popped up on foam tape. And these are the clusters that have come together to create this layout. So hopefully something from the Scrapbook Fantasies collection have helped you. Checked out the website, check out the Facebook page. I'm going to put it all in my description down below. These are the wonderful papers, beautiful to work with. I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves to Scrap, coming to you from the land down under. Give me a thumbs up if you like something that I on here today. It lets YouTube know that you're interested. Don't forget to hit subscribe so that you'll know when my next layout comes in. Leave me a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Sorry for the puppy in the background. She's having a little wake up. I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves to Scrap. Find me on Instagram and all my socials under that title. Thanks for watching. Hopefully something inspired. Happy scrapping. Until next time.